Good morning. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another edition of the Morning Breeze, man. Always rocking with you guys, as always, man. Outside of me, I got my guy, Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, in the building.
Wow. Is that 2 days in a row of Jordan JC here on time in the morning? Wow. Drop a bear down just for that. Drop a little bear down just for that, huh?
That's right.
Oh, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. I got my coffee. Nothing feels better than a Bears victory week, right. Especially when you can go to the tape and really see the improvement from one team that you had last season to the team that you have right now. Got to talk about Caleb and Rome and what's really causing them to emerge as two of the top in their draft class. And then I do want to talk about some of the scheme that's going to have to be on display. Because one thing from the tape is this run game, we got some issues. The date's 9/24, 2025, 7:03 in the morning. And Jordan JC, I need 2 and 2. 1 and 3 might be dangerous, though.
Man, we don't need it. Need the 2-game win streak.
I don't know. 1 and 3 might get dangerous, my boy.
Yeah,
I'm nervous.
Nope.
I'm nervous.
Bears to do 2 wins in a row. Let's keep this streak going. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Trying to live up to that Bears standard is what you're saying.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. As long as they win, I'll be here.
That does check out based on the first 2 weeks of the season. That does check out based on the first 2 weeks of the season.
I have to keep my championship standard abreast here for the
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm excited about what I got a chance to see as I broke down the tape the other day. I think you've got a football team. Now, listen, I will say this. I mean, you got to say this. Flus has nothing. I mean, listen, you're taking advantage of a defense that is struggling, and I think that will play out, down the line. And sometimes you need that. Look, A lot of people took advantage of our defense that was struggling last year and used it as get-right games, essentially, right? But, I mean, wow. When you watch the tape, it's like, dude, you got to know that you need to blitz. Like, I get it. Tampa 2, the principles, the defense, you have no pressure. Caleb Williams was smoking a cigar in the pocket at one point. I mean, just back there having a good time. Good old time. All he's got is the beer. That's all he's got. But outside of that, honestly, just the conversation around how Caleb Williams has truly improved in this class. Right now, he is the best quarterback touchdown to interception ratio in the NFL right now. You're seeing his eyes and his feet start to be married up when you watch him on the tape. And I think the biggest thing that changed for Caleb Williams, hopefully we get to a few years of this being married together and we can start singing, "It's our anniversary."
Hey.
Anniversary. Well, we'll do that next year. But,
don't get me started. Don't get me started.
What is with the arms with you all the time? Now, why are the arms up here? Why are you dancing like Sade? Why are you dancing like Sade? There's no reason. But I think the big thing right now that you have to talk about with Caleb Williams is the scheme that he is in. He's starting to get comfortable with. And on top of that, you're just seeing a quarterback who is getting more and more protected. Last week, no sacks, only got hit one time, had time in the pocket. Like I said, that is out of this world. But I truly truly feel like you're kind of seeing that, and everybody breathe here, Brady-esque situation where, remember, when there was a lot of pressure around Tom Brady was a incredibly average to sometimes bad quarterback. There's not many weeks, though, where there was a lot of pressure around Tom Brady. And what I mean by taking advantage of this scheme is how Ben Johnson has schemed some things up here early on in this season. It truly is, all right, we're running, 13 personnel in this situation. We're going to have 3 tight ends on the field. We're running 12 personnel in this situation. We're going to have 2 tight ends on the field. They're both going to get involved in the blocking game. You're going to have a chip and release over here. Caleb, this is your target. You need to get your eyes and your feet here. You will have the time. Just stand in that pocket. It's not going to be I don't know if shout out Jimmy Hoffa. I don't know if you saw that Packers game or that clip that I posted from the Packers game where it's I think did Baki send it to us? I think Baki sent it to us. Where Myles Garrett just beats I think it was
yeah. The left tackle just clean off the break.
He said, Jordan, run! Jordan, run! Please.
Oh my goodness! Don't die.
But you're truly just seeing him, with an opportunity to stand back there in the pocket and be able to assess. And guess what? Quarterbacks are better. CJ Stroud went from being one of the best quarterbacks that we thought we were seeing emerge to a quarterback who fell off a cliff. And listen, if you are allowed to learn in structure, you start to see the talent emerge. And as you're seeing that talent right now, Caleb Williams is leading his rookie class in quarterback rating right now, I believe, with a 107.9 on the season. Right now, you're seeing him lead the league in touchdowns early on. And even with some of the struggles that you've seen, you're starting to see him get just so much more comfortable and be the quarterback that you hoped you were drafting in this class. Lo and behold, it's crazy, JC. I know the concept sounds wild. You protect the quarterback, he might be able to play football.
Yeah. You protect the quarterback, good things happen, right? What was it? A 7-to-1 touchdown interception ratio for right now.
Yep.
I believe I did see that stat line and him lined up against the last couple of draft classes where everybody pretty much said that all the quarterbacks ahead of him are better. And now look at what's going on when you have the scheme to protect Caleb Williams. And I mean, that is a novel concept. When a quarterback is protected, they look like quarterbacks. They can play quarterback. They look comfortable. Their mental clock isn't rushed, and they're not looking all around and seeing ghosts, like all of the other quarterbacks that didn't have protection. And again, you mentioned an example that I was going to bring up. CJ Stroud looked like a all-world pro, his first year and first couple of years, his first year and then now sophomore slump because of the protection being putrid. And so that's the thing that we want to see more of is Caleb Williams is going to get better as this line gets better. And I've said it before, it's a tandem. It's kind of like a dance in a marriage. If you step it on your partner's toes while you're dancing, you're not going to look in lockstep. You're going to look awkward. And so it works hand in hand. You got to get these big guys in front of the quarterback to work together better. And that's what has happened. And even when there are some deficiencies, because we're not going to sit here and act like everything has been perfect. Darnell Wright has not been good.
Look, Caleb Williams hasn't been perfect. Some of those throws in that game, like you should have been woefully up in that game. Like watching the tape back, it truly was like, all right, if you got to make that throw. Like that's an easy throw to make, and he's throwing it at a couple of guys' feet. It's like it's not to say it's a finished product. Yeah. It's like, hey, this is really moving in the right direction at a rapid race, very much like Ben Johnson said so.
Yeah, you're still seeing the improvement. But then there's still more room to improve. Like Caleb's not a perfect product. He isn't finished in his development or anything. Far from it. But you love to see the angle, or rather the trajectory or the arrow pointing upward. And that's the thing, is that you love it that you're winning, or at least this is a win coming off of week 3, while you're trying to make those improvements. We have seen a few errant throws still, and we talked about it during the Monday night game. I didn't necessarily know that all these quarterbacks actually make a lot of errant throws and, the easy passing, they're just sailing it over the guy for whatever reason. But even Caleb, it has been alarming, like those quick passes to the guy right next to him, to his left or right, are aimed right at the ground. I'm like, what's going on with that? So, room to clean some things up so that his stat line could look even better. His quarterback rating could look even better. Maybe he could have gotten a few more touchdowns in that game if he was a little bit more accurate. This would have been even more of a blowout. But, those are things that you look forward to. And I want to stop this narrative that because we played the Cowboys, it looked good, because a lot of people, I saw a podcast, Aqib Talib and Skip Bayless were talking about the fact that, was it really Caleb's performance or was it Dallas's defense? Skip Bayless is a huge Cowboy fan, and Aqib Talib, for whatever reason, has been really kind of downplaying Caleb Williams and his production and what he really is bringing to the table. And so, a lot of people are really doubting Caleb Williams still, because he's saying, of course you're going to beat the Cowboys. A lot of people didn't say that coming into this game. A lot of people had the Cowboys whooping us because of their offense, for first of all. But we only gave up 14 points, and so I would love for this narrative to change, and hopefully it does going forward, when you start beating other teams that don't have the issue with being one of the worst defenses or one of the worst defenses in the league. And that's where you build upon this I guess this stat and this production is now you can go out and prove it again and again and again, because I believe they even compared it to when Mitch had that 6 touchdown day against Tampa Bay back when he had his best game.
Not that bad. Not that bad. That was crazy. That was insane, because it was like, that was just man coverage. Like, it was like, please change. Like, again, well, I don't know.
I guess the point they were making is that the defense was so bad, of course Mitch is going to look good. And so what they're saying is, of course, Matt Eberflus and his Cowboy defense, they're depleted already at cornerback with Deron Bland going down and somebody else, I believe, that was down, that's one of their better players. So, of course, why didn't you take advantage of it? But the difference this year is the coaching. I believe in the coaching that's going to continue to improve the offense game after game after game. And so that's where I hang my hat.
Well, I will say this. It's horrible.
It
is. But I think two things can be true, right? The thing for me is that you are seeing continued progression from a Detroit team that just went out there and handled business versus Baltimore, right? Caleb Williams looked good in that game. Like, it's easier to say that when you don't see 52 on the other side, but like, Caleb was in rhythm, on time, making these throws, getting guys involved. Well, there's some overthrows there still. There's still things you got to get cleaned up. But it looked good in that game. And this looked like the continued progression of what you saw in the Detroit game. This is not just Caleb Williams had a pop-up game. This is, you had a good game versus a defense that, I mean, I don't know if they're going to maintain it, but has been pretty solid over the last couple of weeks. I think it's a lot easier to be solid when you play a Bears offense that, maybe more of a Bears defense that just didn't put up a fight in that situation. And you can do a little, it's kind of the same situation with the Bears, though. Like, when you get up offensively, I can do what I want defensively. And I feel like that's kind of what happened in that Lions game. But outside of that, like, this feels like the continued progression of what you saw in that week 2. Doesn't feel like the Mitch game versus Tampa felt like a pop-up game. It was like, Mitch is struggling. Woof, we need to get right. Oh, my God, here we go. Oh, man, coverage all day. Mr. Trubisky, what are you doing? Like, it was a fun game to watch. But it felt more like, I think that felt more like a shock to the system game versus, hey, this is continuing to build, this continuing to grow, this continued success. But the only way that you understand that and that you see that is if yet again it continues to build. And I think the other thing that I will say is this, again, going back to the scheme, and we got to get to the Rome Odunze part of this conversation as well, but going back to the scheme, you had a team that, yes, they did go down and they absolutely, boom, let's kill them. Quick plays, flea flicker. The flea flicker was crazy. I think the flea flicker really is the play that shows like, oh, y'all weren't getting no pressure. Like, DeAndre Swift threw that thing to heaven. And Caleb caught it and threw the football.
Yeah, they had
a
all
great adjustment.
Yeah,
watching that on tape is crazy too, especially like the front face. It's just, oh no!
Just like 20 seconds.
I don't know why you threw it like that.
Yeah.
But no, you see, right? You see plays like that where you go, okay, there is no defense. But then you see that drive in the third quarter. And that is a methodical, death by 1,000 cuts kind of drive that you needed to go out there and put that game away and give your defense an opportunity to operate. And I think to me, those are the drives that you really look at and say, okay, like this is not just a one-time thing. This is something that could become an identity for this team. And it's why it feels like right now, when you look at right early on in the season, Drake May, Jaden Daniels got banged up after that second game, but Jaden hasn't looked great yet. I think Bo Nix has looked, fairly horrible through 3 weeks of football here. Like all the bro, I don't listen. I think they benched JJ McCarthy and they just needed an excuse.
Really?
I think they were like, bro, it was so fast. They didn't even wait for x-rays. They was like, Carson Wentz starting.
Hey,
it was
praising him off
fast.
Of week 1. Everybody's praising him off of week 1, even though he only did something in 1 quarter.
Bro, I fully think they benched JJ McCarthy, bro. Like, I think we about to see Carson Wentz the rest of this way.
The revital.
That's what they do, bro. Hey, you a former first overall pick that sucks. Get in here, man. We got you. Hey, let me introduce you to Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, that's a good point. Sam Darnold, he could be.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I think they benched that man. Right. But we'll see. We'll see. I think right now, though, the feeling that you love that you're having is that it doesn't feel like this was a pop-up moment. It feels like this is, okay, who Ben Johnson has said we want to be and how we want to grow. Oh, snap. We're actually seeing that take place. Dennis, the Chicago Kid, said, take advantage of easier matchups. Raiders aren't far from the Cowboys talent-wise. You need this next win heading into the bye. 2-2 is crucial. Yeah, very crucial. Very crucial. Deontay Johnson said, Mr. Meaty, glad you're here. Pat, you're the GOAT, but the morning breeze ain't the morning breeze without Jordan JC. Look at you getting love.
Wow, okay. I appreciate
Look at you getting love.
Hey.
You sleepy bastard. They love you so much, and you just sleep right through it. Yeah. If you're going to have the birds in the apartment, at least have them wake you up.
Yeah, you're right. I need a chirping alarm. Yeah,
you got to go a little, what's the movie? A little Snow White. You got to go a little Snow White.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? Like the birds pull the blanket back down. They like gently wake you.
Put the glass slippers on. Okay, all right, yeah.
I don't know about glass slippers, dog. You got a lot of weight on you. I don't think glass on your feet is going to be a good idea, dog.
Maybe not. Yeah, we'll see.
Steve said
I appreciate that.
Justin Baker said, congrats on the 60K, Pat. Yeah, we had 60K.
Hey, let's go.
Hold on. We need a little...
Clap it up. You need Kobe White on that
one. Thank you, guys. Oh, little Kobe White. Oh, it's in somewhere.
Clap it up.
There you go. Clap it up. Clap it up, baby. Clap it up. But no, man. I'm very excited about where, kind of this team is at right now. Heading into the Raiders game, because it feels like, okay, if we continue down this progression, you're going to have a team that is creating a different narrative the rest of the way. Doesn't mean that you're going to go out and win 15 games, but hey, can you never have a game like you had versus Minnesota again? And of course, there's going to be blown leads, right? But like, can you stop having the ones that seem to have become the identity of this Bears team? Can you stop having, the games where you just go into it not competitive at all? And again, moments like that happen. The problem with this team is that has been the identity of this team over the last 3 years. So we'll see what they end up doing. Yeah. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We got to come back, talk about Rome Odunze. I'll be honest with you. Looking like the best in his class. Hey. Marvin Harrison Jr., I drafted you.
What happened?
But, man, I'm glad I traded you. And I got Javonte Williams out of it. So we'll talk about that coming up next. But first, we do want to listen in to a word from our sponsors. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Oh, by the way, before we do that, we do got to say, over 100 in that chat. Over 200 in that chat. 200.
All right.
200 in that chat, 42 likes on the video. Let's get it up over 100 likes. And let us know if you had a glizzy yesterday, because free glizzy day. Free glizzy day over at the Wiener Circle. We'll be right back right after this.
Around the block. Jesus.
Appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching the show. Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Aura. Have you ever done a Google search on your own name? You'd be surprised what pops up. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, your relatives. It's all out there. And that's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests just for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use that information to help them access my social media, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. It's really simple to set up. I don't have to download several apps or go to things like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft, but you can get all of that in one place with Aura. I get everything at one affordable price as well. You may already have one or two of these tools, but not having Aura is like leaving the front door locked while leaving the back door and windows wide open. For you to be able to take advantage of Aura, we got a special deal for you here today. Stop data brokers from exposing your personal information. Go to my sponsor at https:/aura.com/the Windy City. Again, that is aura.com/the Windy City to get a 14-day free trial and see how much of your information is being sold. Breeze Nation, what is good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Ladies and gentlemen, we got merch. That's right. New website, new merch, all out. We've been telling you guys to pull up on us. Now you can at twcbreeze.com, where you can find out all of the latest stuff going on. What all can they find there, Super Producer?
Listen, you can join the nation, sign up to our mailing list, and be up to date for events and news. You can also visit the shop page and order merch, because we have t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got mugs, we got hats, we got all kind of stuff. So, hey, we appreciate you being tuned in with us. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube page and follow us on all our socials. Check us out at twcbreeze.com.
He's way too excited.
I am.
Breeze Nation, we got to take a quick break in the action to update you on what DraftKings has for us here at the Windy City Breeze. Another thank you to DraftKings for being a partner of today's episode. And it's another huge weekend for football fans. And DraftKings Sportsbook is the place to keep that action going right now. Here's the new deal. New customers can bet $5, get $200 instantly in bonus bets. That's right. Bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Just make sure you sign up using my promo code Windy City, or click the link in the description below or in the pinned comment. Again, that's promo code Windy City when you sign up, because they're making it so easy at DraftKings Sportsbook to get in on the action. Use your bonus bets on same game parlays for a shot at even bigger payouts, or jump into live betting as the game unfolds. And if sports betting isn't available in your state yet, do not worry. You can still join DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports. So don't forget, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 back instantly in bonus bets. Sign up today with the promo code Windy City. And again, big thank you to DraftKings for being a partner of today's episode. Now let's get back into the show. So Jordan JC, you putting you a ketchup on a hot dog, guy? Is that what I'm hearing?
The best show for Chicago sports.
Full transparency.
No.
No. Let me explain. When I was a kid and I had no idea what the standard was in Chicago, you get back in picture. I thought I was given a hot dog with ketchup and mustard and everything on it. When I figured out, when I was a grown man and on my own, I got a Chicago hot dog with mustard, and I've been going straight ever since.
You jiving son of...
I'm telling you, what do you want me to do? My parents gave me hot dogs with whatever they had, ketchup and mustard.
Let's not do whatever they had, like it wasn't options here.
You know, Yeah, they did what they did. They did what they had to do. And I made my own choices.
Diabolical. Jonathan Corbin said JC was double dogging them buns.
Whoa,
hey,
that's a flag.
Hey, oh, watch yourself now.
Hey, oh, what is
Hey, oh, hey. No, I appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love as always. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Let's jump back into this. Did anybody go out there to the Wiener Circle, and get them a dog?
Yeah, anybody go get a dog? That line? That line was around a block and another half. God.
I think that was. Listen, I love the fact that the Wiener Circle did it. I actually was gonna go out there for content purposes, right? You know, what I mean, like they're giving away free hot dogs for 4 touchdowns. I was gonna go for content purposes. But I had a lot of shows yesterday.
Yeah.
But the I think here's my thing. Like, to each their own. Never gonna disparage free.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. I'm not waiting in a line around the block for a $7 meal though. You know what I mean? Like, It's just me. It's just me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
I don't know. Maybe. But big shout out to them for doing that. I thought that was amazing seeing that. I thought that was amazing seeing that they were willing to go all in like that. All right, let's keep this thing moving along. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. As always, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Odunze, quiet as is kept here, Jordan JC, now has 4 touchdowns on the season already. I think Rome last season had 4 touchdowns. How many did he have last year?
He had
3 touchdowns last season. So he's already surpassed his touchdown total of last season. His yards per reception right now, 14.2 yards, which is a yard more than what he did last season. He got 227 yards on the season already. And his catch percentage, I think this is the his catch percentage. This is the biggest thing right now, moving up. Still needs to continue to go the right direction, but he's also getting passes thrown to him in some diabolical situations at time. Remember the 5-on-1 pass that Caleb tried to get to him and he just couldn't bring that one in. But he's just under 60% catch percentage right now. And that is up from a 53% catch percentage from last season. So starting to see him continue to move into the right direction. I'll be honest with you, Jordan, like, I think right now we can fully say Odunze is the best wide receiver in this draft class right now. Now, do I think there are guys who have more talent maybe that haven't emerged as of yet this season? Sure. I think Shane Waldron killed Brian Thomas Jr., bro. Like, Shane Waldron has strategically gone to every team and just been like, who's your best receiver? All right, let me end him.
Yeah. Let's make him worse.
Have you seen the passing chart or the route trees or charts that they put out there for Jackson Smith and Jigba, rookie year? Rome Odunze, rookie year. And now Brian Thomas Jr., second year.
I'm assuming it is
all the same
compared to seriously.
All the same.
Wow.
Thanks
a lot, Shane. Good job, Shane.
It is insane. Now, the conversation that a lot of people will have is that Malik Neighbors still is proving to be that top guy in this class. He does have a 2 touchdown day already on the season. But the one thing that I think that we're seeing with Rome that is kind of setting apart him from Malik Neighbors in my conversations. Malik Neighbors, phenomenal wide receiver, big body guy, can go up there and get it. I don't even know if it's a Neighbors conversation. It might be more of a what's the situation? It might be more of a Giants conversation. But the thing for Neighbors with me is you can clearly see the correlation with his play and his happiness. And seeing that this young in him, I think, is a little bit concerning because every season is not going to be great. Every season is not going to be sunshine and rainbows. Now, for you, your first 2 seasons have been garbage. And now with Jackson Dart starting, like, I don't think you're going to change anything. I truly think that it is a I truly think that it is a Brian Daboll issue now. You're going on to your 3rd quarterback. What's going to change? Right, Danny Dimes is over here balling. They just punted for the first time a week ago. And so I think you're putting Malik Neighbors in a tough spot, but it is, I don't know if concerning is the word, but like, it's shocking that this early, right, with some of the struggles that you've seen this team go through, that when Malik Neighbors is not happy and he's his most unhappy, the play dips.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that in the NFL. That's my only knock on him, honestly, because he's a phenomenal wide receiver. Talent-wise, he probably is the best wide receiver in this draft class. But the one thing I've said about Rome is that Rome has been able to weather the storm no matter the situation. Last year was a horrible year. Wasn't even getting the ball a ton. I don't know who they were trying to go to. The route tree was absolutely diabolical last year that they had these guys running. But Rome was able to weather the storm, was still able to go out there and have a solid season. Remember, there's 2 wide receivers ahead of him. So as your wide receiver 3, 101 targets, brought in 54 balls, which I think is probably the biggest thing that needed to improve him last season. But still 734 yards, still was a deep threat. Kind of came on late in the season as well, came away with 3 touchdowns, and just kind of was like, okay, like, I'm going to get in where I fit in this situation. Second year in the league, I'm the guy. Like, there is no question in my mind, and I don't know how they view it out there, right? If it's DJ, whoever it is. Rome Odunze is the number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah.
Rome Odunze is the number 1 wide receiver. And you're adding 3 more inches to Rome's game because Rome's 6'4". And you're adding 6'3", I guess, 6'3", 6'4", somewhere in there. And you're adding that go up and get it ability. And over the last 2 games, you've seen him with a catch percentage above 60%. You're seeing him consistently get targeted and him continue to bring the football in. And you're seeing him go out there and score touchdowns in every single game. Is that still a benefit of the scheme? Possibly. But what I like about it is that you watch the young man weather the storm, keep his head down, keep working, and now you're seeing that work pay off versus who I think is his biggest competition in Malik Neighbors as far as best in the draft class. Not to say he's not putting the work in, but Malik Neighbors feels like a traditional wide receiver, right? Like, my emotions are going to be how I play.
Well, he's definitely got the diva syndrome for a wide receiver.
Little diva to his game.
Yeah.
Got a little diva to his game. What are your thoughts? How you feeling about Rome?
But no, I'm with you on the idea that Rome is definitely emerging as possibly the best wide receiver in this class. You know, you mentioned a bunch of names. You mentioned the Brian Thomas Jr., who had a really, really exciting rookie year. You also got your Lad McConkeys as well, Malik Neighbors. And I believe that, MHJ, obviously, who has really underperformed, but I think that's a product of the environment. And if you're looking at Rome Odunze's numbers, I mean, through just under 1/5 of the season, he's looking to eviscerate all the numbers that he had last year. And as you mentioned, you know, playing behind DJ Moore and Keenan Allen being that wide receiver 3, you still started to see some of the trust even in his rookie season with Caleb. Caleb went to him in some very pivotal moments to drive down the field to get the Bears in a position to try and win games. Even though they didn't, you saw that trust build. You saw that connection that was just naturally there many times that maybe wasn't even there with DJ Moore. Or at least I will say didn't seem to be there as much as it is with Rome and Caleb. And so they've definitely built off of that this year to the point where, yes, you're pretty much saying Rome is the wide receiver 1 on this team. You know, he's tied for the league in touchdowns as far as wide receivers 4th, I believe 11th in yards, 14th in targets, or 16th in targets, something of that nature. But like, his numbers are getting up there in the ranks when it comes to wide receivers. But even just with his draft class, there's a word that we talked about earlier that I go back to. It's marriage. I think Rome is in the perfect spot where he's married to the right system, the right coach, and also the right quarterback. All of those things seem to be working together in his favor compared to his other counterparts. You know, Brian Thomas started out really well with Trevor his first year, and then here comes Shane. And
here comes Shane, Shaky Shane.
Shaky Shane. Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot about
that. Shaky Shane, always ready to go.
He got that little shake in his paper. He's like,
all right, we got Spider. We got a spider. Oh God, what is it? What's the spider? Oh God.
You got 5 seconds to get the play.
I got timeout.
All right.
I'm gonna need timeout.
like.
Can somebody give me a cigarette? Oh yeah.
A tough day out there, huh?
That's what I gotta add into all of the. I gotta add that into all the YouTube, bro. I don't have all my. I mean, I do have this one. Just look at this demon. Oh,
that's
Jesus.
right. That's no shade,
so
right?
There's no shakiness there. Up 31-14. He's pissed.
We got to be better. But no, I like that's the thing that I go to is like you even looking at Marvin Harrison Jr. with all the immense talent in him, obviously being the clear front runner when the draft came along. You know, Kyler Murray and obviously Cliff. You're figuring out, and you know how Cliff gets down. You know, you figure his offense out. It's kind of like okay, it regresses, and there's
I
that
don't know, man. I don't know. They still look pretty good. I gotta give Cliff his credit.
Well, with Trey McBride, sure, but I mean, like, you're not using MHJ the way you should be using him. In my opinion, I guess like he should be better than what he is, in my opinion. At this point, like, dude was touted as the generational superstar. You come from
talk about Cliff Kingsbury,
Marvin Harrison. No, Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm just saying, like, he should be better.
Where did Cliff come from?
What are you talking about for Arizona?
Cliff Kingsbury don't coach in Arizona.
Not Arizona. I'm sorry. What am I talking about?
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm getting my stuff. I'm getting my stuff mixed up. Arizona.
We lost JC, boys.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But the point is, Kyler and MHJ, their tandem, their tandem is not looking as good as it should be to me. And so,
Booker T. Washington again.
Oh God. Whatever.
Yeah, we lost you a little bit on that one, dog.
I thought I heard Cliff Livingston, not Cliff Kingsbury.
Cliff Livingston?
Whatever. I'm just joking. No. But Kyler Murray and MHJ, like, their connection hasn't been as good. You look at, again, you mentioned Dayball and Neighbors, and of course Russell Wilson, who I don't know why people keep giving him a chance. You should have saw that thing fall off in Denver.
Bro, that was insane. He should have been cut before the season started. I mean, but
so
you gotta JC.
There you go.
It's just struggling there a little bit, huh? JC, thought Cliff Kingsbury still in Arizona. He's not, buddy. Didn't get your daily steak today, did you?
Oh, shut up. My steak and eggs. I did drop the ball in there. Let me go ahead and fact check myself.
You want to Google?
Let me fact check myself on that.
You want to Google who's where?
Yeah, my apologies, guys, for throwing you all off. But my whole point is the marriage, the tandem is so good here. You have a coach that is going to commit to making these guys better, and it's already looking good. You already know he's an offensive genius in Ben Johnson, and so Rome Odunze is he's bearing the fruits of that in a sense. And you know, him and Caleb are just like they're almost like this on the field, you know, but best friends on the field. And so that's why I look for this thing to improve and him being the best in the class.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm very excited about where Rome is at right now. The hope is that you can continue to keep this going, especially going into a Raiders team that I mean, listen, JC, as crazy as this schedule is, you got some opportunity here. The Raiders are an incredibly beatable team. I think the Washington game is tough, but I don't feel like it's unwinnable. Yeah. And that's going to be on, primetime national television. We know, how Ben kind of feels about those games, but you got some opportunity. I mean, over the next couple of weeks, you're going Raiders, you're going Saints, you're going Bengals right now, which, I mean, my God, what's happening down there? And then you got the Giants. Like, you have an opportunity to pick up 4 wins here over your next 6 games. Again, it's the NFL season. You never know what's going to happen. Didn't have Joe Burrow getting hurt on my bingo card. I did have the Saints sucking on my bingo card. Honest with you, I ain't had a Giants defense looking as bad.
Yeah, you really thought they were going to be the best front seven in the league.
High on the Giants defense. I mean, to the moon.
Abdul Carter has not stood out as much as I thought he would. Everybody was saying, and even I was thinking that he was going to be the next Michael Parsons. Might need to take that take back a little bit.
Hey, bro,
Just
nobody is panning out how you thought they would. Like, I'm looking at that defense and I'm like, they're actually incredibly bad.
Yeah.
Like, I was so high on this Giants defense. And I mean, listen, where's Aaron Glenn at? I need him dancing to September down the sidelines over here. You know what I mean? Like, I need to see some of that.
That ball was going crazy.
Hey, all of that just to lose. That's so tough. I wanted them to win that game. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think going in, like, of course, I want Justin Fields to succeed. And so I was like, man, like, it'll be cool to see the Jets actually be competitive. Now I just want Aaron Glenn to be good.
Yeah.
I need him to be a head coach in this league.
Yeah.
It truly feels like my Jameis Winston love. Like, I don't want Jameis Winston to be my quarterback, but I do want him to be somebody's quarterback. Like, trade Jameis Winston to the Bengals.
I ain't gonna lie, I would love Jameis Winston in this quarterback room right now. I'd take him over Case Keenum just because of the dialogue. I would love Jameis Winston.
Nah, give me Case. Case is working. Case is working. Okay, give me Case.
All right.
I want Jameis praying for somebody else's team.
All right. Gotta eat that W every now and then. Eat that W. By the way, head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. Sorry, you guys. Jonathan Gannon.
There you go.
Update my,
there you go.
My processor. Yeah.
I wasn't gonna help you because I wanted to see if you were gonna go Rich Gannon.
That would be funny. Old Raiders quarterback. Yeah, I know. Cliff hasn't been the coach for a couple of years now. I apologize, guys.
That was bad. We talked about him last year. Let's finish it out with this, Jordan. JC, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Let's finish it out with this, Jordan, as we do have one issue, I guess, going into this that really stood out on tape. The Bears have no run game.
Nope.
None whatsoever. And I'll be honest with you, the big question on this, especially with what we saw, is can the scheme overcome your run deficiencies right now? Kyle Monangai, as fun as he was, right? 6 carries, 16 yards, 2.7 yards per average. I get it, right? The 8 yards really take away from that, but adding 8 yards to 16 is not great.
Mm-hmm.
DeAndre Swift, 13 carries, 33 yards, 2.5 average. He's been used more as a receiver and kind of in that long run game than he has in the backfield. And I think here's the wild part. I can't say the run game has been terrible because of the offensive line. The run game has just not clicked because of the running backs that you have. This O-line is still giving you some really good yards before contact. And we're not seeing an offensive line, or we're not seeing a run game that is married with how well the offensive line has actually performed in the run. Like, you don't have a single running back on this team right now that the Bears feel you can go to on a consistent basis. And maybe that is a Ben Johnson issue that he's not calling enough runs. I mean, you only called 19 runs for your running backs in total, but you essentially, with everything you did, Olamide Zaccheaus end around, Luther Burden end around, DJ Moore running the football 3 times. You averaged 3 yards per carry and you got 87 yards out of it. Can the scheme overcome the run issues? Or if this is going well, I can't believe I'm asking this. Should the Bears be in the market to trade for a running back?
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
don't not all over your shoes.
Here's
the
wearing
thing.
shoes. Who says I have pants on?
Whoa! All right. Here's the stats for the run game on the Bears offense, because it looks okay, but at the same time it doesn't, because we see the eye test. Bears are averaging 4.1 yards per rush, which is that's borderline mediocre, borderline okay. If you want to go there, anything over 4 is, I guess, is good. Rush yards per game is 113. Rushes per game is 27.3. And the reason why I'm saying that is that, yeah, you do have those moments where DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai don't really look like they're picking up a lot of chunk yardage. But I think where you can kind of utilize that is Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is also part of the run game. When you see him scampering and doing what he does, that's where I think you can see, it improve. And maybe that needs to be part of the overall scheme to improve the run game is, hey, allow your quarterback who has great mobility to do what he does to get out of danger. And you're seeing none of the wide receivers open, or you're seeing clear grass in front of you to get a first down. Go right ahead and take it. That's how you improve the run game right there in one facet to complement this pass game that has looked really good, at least this past week. And so maybe that's how you improve it. Obviously maybe needs to be more 12 personnel, and you shore up some of the holes that, DeAndre and Cal can kind of go through. But I do think it needs to improve. I think over time, just like it was for the rookies last year, Cal Monungai, the more touches he gets, the more acclimated he gets to this offense. I feel like he has the potential to improve. You saw some of the ability to break tackles, even in the play that we all loved where he was going backwards. But even in the play where he gained yardage, there was a run where he hit the hole, and I believe the first guy could not tackle him, and then he immediately got tackled by the second defender. But he has that ability to kind of break away from that first initial wave. And so, do you build off of that? Does Ben Johnson kind of put him a little bit more in the center of this run game? And so there's different ways of it. But I think while you're trying to work on that, you continue to use Caleb to kind of head this run game when he has the chance. Would I go out and get somebody, as you asked? I don't know. Who the heck is out there at this point? Should have got Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb actually looks decent. Should have got Nick Chubb. I knew it. I knew Nick Chubb had some gas left in that tank. But, it is what it is.
Is he? I mean, he looks okay.
I'll take okay. I mean,
what did they pay Nick Chubb? Like, Nick Chubb hasn't had a big game for anything that he's. Let's see. What has Nick Chubb done? And Nick Chubb just had a 60-yard game. You know what I mean? Like,
for how many?
Got 100
carries.
13 carries, 4.6 yards per carry.
There you go. I'll take that. 4.6. Yeah. Better than what we got. You know what I'm saying? And then I believe J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
Sure.
$2.5 million, which can increase to $5 million with incentives. I don't know about that. But no, I'll be honest with you. Like, I think for me, my conversation on it is you missed out on a draft that we said at some point, you're going to get a running back. And then we watched Cam Scatterbo come off of the board. And then we watched like all of these backs. And by the way, I didn't want Ashton Jeanty either. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you still need a line to be able to go out there and have a running back. I thought, kind of the conversation that Ryan Clark had on First Take the other day was like, in the Mountain West, them boys get sick of hitting you because they are regular dudes at the end of the day. In the NFL linebackers don't get sick of hitting you. NFL DBs ain't gonna get sick of hitting you. The safety that's rolled down in the box ain't gonna get sick of hitting you. So you got to be able to not get sick of hitting them back. And Ashton Jeanty is essentially a little bit bigger than Kyle Monungai, and not by much. But no, I think the big thing for me with this Bears run game is I think this season you may have to kind of use some of those extended runs that we've seen. And I think though you factoring those in, right? The fact that you got DeAndre Swift with 3 carries for 45 yards, 15 yards average on that. Longest carry, of course, was 41 yards in that. So one big run realistically. You kind of have to add that to the run game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's one that you can sustain though, because where does the play action come into play? Where does the how do those rollouts work in those situations? How do the bootlegs work in those situations? Because I think that's really gonna improve this offense as the season goes on. So not to say that you can overlook it. I mean, a couple of names out there that are interested. Jamal Williams still out there. If I get him on a little nothing,
line, though.
Yeah, but I think you also have a connection there, right? Like you have a connection with Ben Johnson. You also have a connection with Dennis Allen in that situation, right?
Yeah.
So somebody that you could look at. Deontay Foreman still out there right now if you wanted to
did
bring
like
in a Deontay Foreman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not telling you that these are the best options you're going to get. No, I'm telling you that these are serviceable options that, when Deontay Foreman was getting carries, he was 4+ yards per carry. So I don't think that the route is to overlook the problem. I also don't think that the route is to go trade for somebody. You know what I mean? Like, this is the bed that you made. Lie in it. Figure out how you can navigate through it. Find somebody that's going to be able to hit the holes when you need them to hit the holes. And you're going to kind of just have to go through this season with what you got until you go into next year. And I think here's the big thing. If you figure out, hey, we're a running back away, go draft the best running back next year that you can get at that spot. I don't think you're a running back away. But when you get into the second and the third rounds, don't get cute. Just go get the guy you need. Have a second round pick that's actually being utilized for something. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah.
You got Barks Ruffalo over here on the other side and Shamar Turner just snapping at people.
Hey, give me hype, man. No, I'm with you on that. The running backs, there were some names, like I mentioned, that you could have had. I'm looking at J.K. Dobbins' stats, and his issue was always health. But, I mean, whenever he's on the field, he actually has had a very good career as far as average-wise, yards per average, and even touchdown-wise, coming off of a 9-touchdown season with the Chargers. In Denver, he's doing some damage. He's got 3 touchdowns right now, averaging 5 yards per carry. And so you had some moments where maybe you should have brought some guys in and at least tried to get them. But, now that we're at where we're at, and like you said, you've made your bed, laying it. I think that if you can get some semblance of a competitive or a competent and consistent running game, you're going to see this offense really be dangerous. Because again, that's just going to make the defense have to figure out what weapons are you using.
Yeah.
So then when you go back to that play that we talked about that stood out, where you had all your tight ends on the field and you thought that there was going to be a run and it ended up being a pass to Colston, that's how you can continue to trick the defense. They have to lean on this run game. So when it works and you're being methodical down the field, you do those 11 straight runs of 2 to 3 yards or 3 or 4 yards. That's how you get down the field and score. And so I think it'll improve. I think, slowly but surely we'll see a better run game, a better scheme drawn up from Ben to use the guys that he has.
Yeah.
We have what we have, and I do believe in DeAndre Swift to the point where he can improve. I do believe in Kamanon Guy. I just think that he needs more time in the league, and I think he will figure it out, in my opinion. And they'll complement this pass game and this offense pretty good.
Yeah. I like Brandon Green's comment. He said, Mononga's running north and south. He is a problem for defenses. That's a problem that you can only afford, though, if you're up. Like, I would love to find the next David Montgomery. By the way, we got to why is this the least remembered thing in Bears history? David Montgomery left.
He didn't want to be here.
The Bears wanted to re-sign him. He left.
Yeah.
I've never seen so many people just band together to go, this information didn't happen. Yes, it did.
Everybody was complaining over the fact that 2 former Bears had the game balls for the Lions. It was Montgomery and Muhammad. It was like,
oh yeah, Muhammad. Everybody gets away from Flus and they just become better. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. But no, man. Jay Sanders, Cap, Poles lowballed him. He offered him the same contract.
Bro, what?
The exact same contract David Montgomery took is exactly what Ryan Poles offered him.
Pat has said a million times, David, he said himself, he didn't like losing. Like,
David Montgomery on record said, I didn't want to come back because football wasn't fun in Chicago.
Yeah, and I can't fault him for that. So there it is.
Oh, God. All right, let's finish on that. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to the show. Love, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Hit that like button if you have not done so. Subscribe to the page. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. For Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, it's your boy Pat the Designer, back at it again. Bet on one love, peace.
Bring Montgomery back. No, he don't want to be here.
He literally, like Muzz is like, Paul should have been at that gunpoint. You get in this locker room.
Lock the door.
Like this. He wanted to leave.
What can you do?
Over 300 energy.
Oh!
300. Yep. We're finishing out on that creepiness.
Last second salsa. Okay.
Oh, God. I don't know if I'd call that salsa. That's more like guacamole.
All right. Don't you mess up my dance moves. All right. Gonna have this whole town salsa dancing once the Bears get better.